Conklin and Company with 13 ABC Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First with what's happening behind the headlines. And Take 3, our panel of political analysts.
Morning, everyone, and welcome into another edition of Conklin and Company. And happy Easter. We hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend with family and friends this weekend. Coming up on the program, in Take 3, Mitt Romney continues his run to what looks like a GOP nomination. Preventing child abuse. We're going to tell you about a special forum coming up in just over a week with two special guests. But first, that proposed new grading system for Ohio's public schools, does it put TPS and other big city districts at a clear disadvantage? We begin with a report from 13 ABC's Christian Brown.
The Ohio Department of Education is working on a No Child Left Behind waiver. In the proposal, Ohio would move from the current rating system of excellent with distinction through academic emergency to traditional letter grades. The move upsets Toledo Public Schools.
And our board and the district feels that we'd like to have some involvement in that process, and also would like to be able to work at the table to make sure it's fair.
TPS's Chief Academic Officer Jim Galt says under the current grading scale, TPS has a C grade from the state. But under the proposed system, TPS's score would drop to a failing grade, an F.
And it automatically moves us down without a single test being administered, without a single student having the evaluation, and we don't believe that's fair.
So why the dramatic drop? Well, according to ODE, the current system is based largely on the performance index score, a weighted average of student test scores combined with other factors like a closing achievement gap or benchmarks reached. The new system is more cut and dry, just an overall grade issued, with the other factors not really averaged into the overall score.
We have a large percentage of special need kids. We have a large percentage of poverty in our district. And when you put a low letter grade in terms of the district, it affects the morale of the students, the staff, and of the community. And we want Toledo to be proud of their school system, and we want to be proud and have results that we believe are fair and accurate.
Galt believes turning elementary schools to K through 8th will have a positive effect on scores this year, but says academic growth doesn't happen overnight.
Christian Brown with that report, and the aforementioned and seen Jim Galt, Chief Academic Officer, joining us in studio right now, along with the new TPS Board President, Lisa Sebecki. Thanks to both of you for coming in. We appreciate it as we tape here on the Good Friday before Easter Sunday, but thanks for being here. So, I mean, Jim, you clearly say this is unfair. Everybody in the, do you just say that everybody's not in the same boat here, and it clearly is a disadvantage for Cleveland and Youngstown and Dayton?
Well, yeah, it has. It's been a disadvantage for a lot of school districts. We've talked here a lot about Toledo, but with this new system being put in place, there were 350 school districts that had an A ranking. That now goes down to 17. In terms of what Toledo and the other urban areas, there were 6 schools that had a ranking of a D in terms of the old system. There are now 65 schools. All of our urban centers are in that D and F range in regards to without a single test being administered or without any assessment given to our students at all, just with a changing in terms of the format of the state.
And Lisa, when I drive by Rogers High School every day on the way to work and it says rated effective, what happens to that sign?
Well, I think we would keep that rate of effective sign up there because our kids are doing excellent work across the district and at Rogers High School. And what's kind of compelling to me is that, as Mr. Galt said, is that not a single test has been administered. Our students are on Easter break right now, and they're going to be coming back starting to take that OAA testing. So basically what has happened is that from a test that was provided last year that students took, they've taken that continuous improvement and said, now we're going to put a letter grade behind it. And that's unfair to students. And it's a letter grade that's actually happening, that they're putting on a district that's supposed to be reflective of our students. And it clearly is not reflective of what our students are doing day in and day out in Toledo Public Schools.
What is the rationale behind going from excellent or excellent with distinction or effective to a B or a C? What is the reasoning behind just changing this altogether?
Well, the state, the federal government gave out the opportunity for states to apply for a waiver for the No Child Left Behind Act. And in Ohio's submission to that, they obviously did away with the evaluation measure that they're currently using and put in an A through F format and changed from going from a performance index and looking at your performance indicators into a 4-model system. And Toledo Public Schools and other urban districts have been moving up on performance index, and also been moving up in regards to value added.
It's been a slow improvement, right? I mean, you've had some bumps along the way, but there has been some improvement.
Absolutely. We've improved yearly with that, and we are at a C rating now within the old system. And you know, we know that we want to improve. We also are not afraid of accountability. However, doing it without any say and no tests being administered really, you know, hurts the district and hurts our students.
Well, and there is an increased call for accountability. Is there not only from a federal standpoint, but the governor, he talks tough on accountability. Is there any recourse here, Lisa? This is a proposal, but what's the next step in all of this?
Well, I think that the major step right now is getting the word out. Before legislators put pen to paper, is that we start having this conversation now, so that it's not a debate down in Columbus, and that we do have those conversations that we're having right now, and let the legislators know that how effective this or ineffective this would be. And the bigger picture of this is when we're looking at jobs coming to not only Toledo, Lucas County, but the state of Ohio. If I was a businessman looking to bring a business here, and I see that your school districts across the state are basically by this grading scale saying that you don't have educated students coming out of the school system to be able to work in that workforce, then you're not going to have businesses wanting to come here. But we, in Toledo Public Schools and across the state of Ohio, we're not afraid of accountability. We've taken that head on, and we took that head on this past year doing the transformation, doing exactly what has been laid out from the governor and the Ohio Department of Education, and looking at how we can best serve our students. But if we continuously change that playing field every couple of years when someone else comes in new, then it sends mixed messages, not only to our staff, to our students, but our community. But I'm proud of the work that our students are doing and our staff are doing day in and day out.
Yeah, so you say when you go from effective to a blanket F, psychologically even, I mean, that is like a shot to the gut, is it not?
You know, and we talk about us in terms of the district. What's really important are our students, and they are looking at themselves as if they're failing. And if you look at our scholarships in terms of the number of students that we have and the amount of dollars that are brought in for our students to attend universities, you would be amazed at how many are going on to post-secondary. And it's a shot to our students, it's a shot to our staff, but more importantly, it's a shot to our community.
Right, and it's broad brushing. Some 20,000 students and all the teachers involved in that. You mentioned transformation. Okay, let's talk about the transformational plan that came on board quickly. And here we are, not even just getting to the part where we're a year through it, and you say it's already a success. How do you qualify or quantify that in just a year, or less than a year? Jim?
Right, well, we're seeing success in terms, if we look at our attendance, if we look at our discipline-related issues, we're seeing a significant decline in terms of up to 50% of less disciplinary incidents, which we knew would happen with the transformation. We take testing coming up on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of April. We're excited about our students in grades 3 through 8 being a part of this K through 8 model, and we're really looking forward to the results.
How do you explain the decrease in disciplinary issues or problems? You said you knew it was going to happen.
It's relationships is what it is. It's relationships with neighborhood schools. Parents are more involved in terms of the activity of the school. We have over 800 volunteers that are working in our schools on a weekly basis. Parents are involved. Teachers know the students. Students are coming with younger brothers and younger siblings, and we believe that it's going to be very successful.
All right,
and the excitement, I want to touch on that too a little bit, though, is the excitement from our students. Just speaking with them, talking to them about the distant learning labs that we have in our schools, the ESO program that we have for our elementary students being able to take high school credits before they even step one foot into the door. So there's many programs that we've put in place, and the opportunities for them to stay in that community school. And like you said, Mr. Gold said, is the relationships. But most importantly, speak to our students. Our students will tell the story.
All right, and we're going to be telling a story in the coming months. The district will needs an influx of money, like many urban districts. And while you haven't come out publicly and said you're going to go for a levy in November, does it look like you're going in that direction? New president, Lisa Sebecki?
Well, absolutely, and it's just today's not the first time we've spoke about it. We've been speaking about it for over a year. Just looking at our 5-year forecast and the drop in the property the property tax that we take in from our district, and the funding that we get from the state, and the continued unfunded mandates that we get from the state and get from the federal government. So there is, you know, we do need to come out and ask for a new operating levy from the public, and so that will be coming, I believe, in the near future.
There's one big presidential campaign going on. There could be another one locally from this district. Is that correct?
I would say absolutely sure.
All right, Lisa Sebecki, Jim Galt, thanks very much for coming in. We do appreciate it. Taking time out. Happy Easter to both of you.
You too.
Come back in just a minute. Conklin and Company continues telling about a very important forum coming up here in the community right after this.